Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I am Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. I want to welcome you to our holiday edition of Meldon Law. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever else you're celebrating. It's really been a nice time. We've been able to get away from the office for a little while and spend time with family and doing things that are fun. So we want to thank you very much for joining us. This is going to be our last Meldon Law and Friends for 2022. This is a wrap-up of the year, and we're very excited that the program has grown during the year. Of course, we're here at the beautiful facility at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. It's really an amazing facility. For those of you that don't know, Spurrier's is a museum first. There's Heisman trophies out here. There's all kinds of beautiful exhibits and storytelling at the museum. And meantime, it's a fabulous restaurant, first class food. Farm to table. They don't even have a freezer except for the ice cream. So how about that? It's really an experience. And wow, I'm looking around now and it's starting to fill up here. We're like kind of in a fishbowl here, which we enjoy because we want to make this place, more energetic. And it's got so much energy already. We're very happy to participate in supporting Spurrier's over the past couple years since they opened up this podcast room. The law firm Meldon Law is excited to move into 2023. We're going to do a lot more giveaways. For example, January 6th is the first gymnastics event, and the Lady Gators are currently ranked number 2 in the country. We've got Olympic athletes right here in Gainesville. The ladies that you see at the Gainesville meets are going to be Olympic stars. You're going to see them on TV the next time we have an Olympics, and it's really an opportunity to excel. The only problem is all the meets are sold out, so you better run and try to get tickets. I think there's 5 or 6 meets total this year in Gainesville, and Meldon Law has tickets for all of them, and we're giving away tickets on our Facebook page. Meldon Law and Friends is our podcast name. However, for tickets, you just go to Meldon Law on Facebook, and you'll be able to find all of our giveaways. We're also giving away basketball tickets, and coming up this year, we're going to actually have some surprise tickets for some of the games. 2 seats right behind the Gator bench in the first row. We just got those tickets this year, and that's pretty exciting. If you look on TV when you see the coach, and you look behind it, you'll see someone from the Meldon Law family. They're sitting there behind the bench. We feel like we can almost participate in the timeouts. That's how close we are. So that's pretty exciting for 2023. And we're also working on ever improving the service that we provide at Meldon Law. My son Kerry, my law partner, and myself are the 2 principals in the office, and we had an opportunity to go on this Ritz-Carlton yacht with a mastermind group that we're involved with. And one of the purposes of going on the excursion, besides having a really good time, was to learn how to deliver the Ritz-Carlton experience to our clients in the north central Florida area, Ocala, Gainesville, Lake City. If you come to Meldon Law, we will deliver a first-class experience in the event that your life has been turned upside down by a serious crash. What our goal is to help you on the road to recovery and put your life back together, and do it in such a way so that we're empathetic as well as extremely detailed in the way that we present your case and get the best result possible for you. So that's what's going on at Meldon Law, and we're very excited to be, part of the community doing wonderful things. And this podcast is really one of our contributions because we bring on local folks that are doing amazing work, helping dogs, cats, kids, all kinds of things, as well as us adults in the community. And we want to make sure that you know what is going on. And if you listened to last week's show, the Humane Society of Alachua County is just doing amazing work as far as rescuing cats and dogs. Over 90% of the cats and dogs are rescued. As a matter of fact, it's almost 99%. Only 1% of the animals that come through their doors are euthanized or don't survive. I don't even know if they euthanize them. I think they probably just have some that don't make it because they've been in tragic situations. But 99% of the animals out there are placed in homes. So we need to support them in their capital campaign to improve the new building. Our first guest today is Thalia Millan, who's the general supervisor at Okito America. Welcome to the show, Thalia.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I know that you've been involved with Okito now for 6 years?
Working, yes, only 6 years, but I'm part of the family there, and I've technically been there since I was 7 years old now.
Oh, when you say part of the family, explain that.
Yeah, so my dad is actually the founder of Okito America, and he opened it back in 2007. I started as a student, worked my way up to a camper, then a staff member, manager, and now supervisor. So.
And what goes on there at Okito? Let's tell everybody a little bit about it.
For sure. We do so much at Okito America. We obviously teach martial arts, Taekwondo to be more specific, for adults, families, children, people of all ages, really. But we also have our after-school program. We pick up at schools in the local area. We take them to our facility, and then throughout the week, the kids participate in science and Spanish, art, nutrition, sport, martial arts as well, and so much more. We also offer free transportation and a variety of other things. Birthday parties, summer camp, everything you can imagine.
So this is like a really all-encompassing after-school program?
Yes, exactly.
And the weekends?
And the weekends. We have martial arts classes on Saturdays. And like I said, it's honestly for people of all ages. So, yeah.
So what percentage of the participants out there are younger people versus older people?
Well, in the after-school program, we have kids that vary from 3 years old all the way up to 14. But in our regular martial arts classes, we'll have kids as young as 3, and then we'll have families as old as 80 to 100. So there's really no limit.
Oh,
yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about, the experience of Okito and what goes on there?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, our main goal is to change the lives of our kids the best way that we can. Safety is our number one priority, but it's also that learning never stops after school. We want them to continue learning the best that they can, and that's our goal there with the after school.
So the after-school program is an all-encompassing program where you expose them to Taekwondo,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, though, there's a number of other activities going on at the same time.
Yes, correct.
So first of all, where are you all located?
Well, we have two locations right now in Gainesville. We have one located on Archer Road, and our second location, which we opened very recently, a couple months only, is on Newberry Road, right next to Flip Factory.
Next to what?
Flip Factory
And where is that?
on Newberry Road.
How far out?
Like near the Oaks Mall area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about your Archer Road location? Where is that near?
Yes, our Archer Road location is right before Tower Road in front of the Dollar General. You can see us passing by when you're driving. So, yeah.
Well, those are two very I'd say populated areas because
Yeah.
Archer Road, there's tons of people out there, and certainly Newberry Road, that's, the whole town seems to be growing west.
Yes.
So you're on the west side.
Yes, yes.
And you're near I-75
Yes, we
for both
are.
locations.
Very convenient.
So it's easy. Where do people come from, as far as do they come from places other than Gainesville?
Well, we have families that have come from everywhere. I mean, in our after-school program, we've had kids that come in not knowing how to speak any English. So we've helped them through that. But we have families from all over Gainesville right now.
Now, I noticed that you were a Spanish teacher.
I was. When I was in the employee position, I was in charge of teaching the Spanish classes. We did Spanish twice a week. And, I mean, Spanish was my first language, so I honestly enjoyed it very much. And it was a great feeling because I had a couple students that came through my class who were with us in the program for 2 or 3 years. And by the end of their elementary schooling, they could understand and speak a little bit of Spanish. And that to me was amazing,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where's your mom from?
From Cuba as well.
Oh.
Yes, my father, my mom, and myself, we were actually all born in Cuba, and we immigrated to the U.S. Back in 2004.
Yeah, my wife Patricia's Cuban.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what part of Cuba she's from?
Yeah, Guantanamo.
Oh, okay.
So I have
okay.
a Guantanamera.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you know the song Guantanamera?
Very well.
Oh,
I can sing
okay.
it, except right now I have a little bit of a sore throat or
No
cough or
worries.
something, so I don't want. Actually, I wouldn't sing it for other reasons because
Yeah.
I don't know if it would carry well. Except if I was sitting around 100 other people singing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so you guys immigrated. Now, how'd your dad learn all about Taekwondo?
Well, back in Cuba, that was his passion. That's what he did. He studied the arts of martial art, and when he came to the U.S., I mean, the biggest reason why we came here was the American dream. We wanted to grow, we wanted to strive, and back in Cuba, you're limited to how much you can succeed in life, if that makes sense. So he came to this country to follow his dream, and Okito America was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so how did he get started?
Well, back in Cuba, we actually entered, back in the day they used to do this, into a visa lottery. And my family was one of the few that were selected, and we got a visa. And we came to the U.S. without any family. We just
Really?
came, no English, see what happens, and look at us now.
So, but couldn't you have come with the Cuban Adjustment Act as well?
Back then, I don't think they were doing that. It's complicated. I mean, it's easier if you have family here who can claim you, and then you can come. But since we didn't have any family, we were very lucky to get the visa.
Wow.
So,
Now,
yes.
where were you from? Where were you born?
I was born in a little town called Guanajay. It's very close to La Habana. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 2016, I spent 4 or 5 days in Havana.
Oh, did you like it?
I loved it.
Oh, that's good.
You know what really was amazing? Havana is such a beautiful city,
Yeah.
but it's sad because you can see it deteriorating.
Yeah. I always feel like you're stuck in time when you go to Havana because the structure is very old, nothing is very modern, there's no new construction going on, so you're stuck in time.
Yeah, and you could see some of the great old buildings, the museums and the
Yeah.
government buildings that were once magnificent,
Yes,
and they're just not kept up and they're falling apart.
exactly.
And however, the people that we met there were just so nice and gracious to us,
That's
and
great. Yeah.
it's kind of bittersweet. My wife Patricia, her family had to leave Cuba because they when Castro, this was a long time ago, when Castro came in, her father was friendly with all the U.S. Naval personnel at Guantanamo, and they accused him of being a CIA spy and all this stuff.
My
And
goodness.
it took him a few years, and he finally escaped, and they went to Venezuela.
Wow.
And so my wife spent the next, I don't know, 35 years in Venezuela,
That's
and then
crazy.
came to Miami, and then her son came to the University of Florida,
Mm.
and then the rest is history.
Right.
So
That's
I
awesome.
hear stories about Cuba all the time. As a matter of fact, Patricia's mom lives with us, and she's turning 90. So
Wow.
she was born in I think 1932 in Cuba.
My
So
goodness.
she tells us stories about what it was like back when Cuba was free.
Yeah,
or
it's golden
freer.
era. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a whole different deal. And what you see in Cuba is, a great country. It was Havana, I think, was the #1 capital of the Caribbean as far as a big city and
Wow.
art and music and which a lot of that obviously is translated into what you're doing here at Okito America.
For sure, yes. We're very family orientated. We call our employees family, not employees. So, yeah, and we truly do care for our children as if they were our own because family values, So
Yeah. Now, do you have any siblings?
I do. I am the oldest out of three. I have a younger brother who's in high school and a younger sister who is in elementary.
Now, do they participate in the family business?
They do. They do. My little sister, she has such a teaching talent. We always use her as a helper to teach classes and stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping that my brother, who's 15 now, will want to slowly get into it, because I think it's a good age. That's when I
Yeah.
started, 15. So, we'll see. We'll see.
So tell us you're the general manager.
Yeah.
Now. So tell us what you do. What's your day-to-day routine like?
Well, I am pretty much, basically I supervise both locations. So I make sure that everything is running smoothly. I take care of all the financial stuff. I help manage our social media. I host a lot of meetings, a lot of team management stuff. And I try my very best to keep myself involved with the kiddos in the everyday, in the classes that we do, and with the families. I feel, keeping in touch with the families is very important as well.
And you're also going to college getting a business degree, right?
Yes, I am at Santa Fe right now studying business. Didn't think that was the field I was going to get into, but I am enjoying it. I really am.
So tell me what the experience is as far as the kids coming in. Say, I wanted to bring my grandchildren live in South Florida, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But assume my grandchildren were here in Gainesville.
Yeah.
What do our listeners and viewers do if they want to get their kids involved?
Yeah, so you can always check us out on our social media at Okito America. We are on Instagram, Facebook. I think our website is also a great source to check out and see all the fun stuff that we have to offer. But basically, like I was saying earlier, it's very easy. We have in-person registrations. We give families tours of our facility so that they can, get to know the school before dropping off their kids, the staff members as well. And we are, like I said, we pick up the kids from school. We bring them to our facility.
Oh, you pick them up.
Yes.
Oh, so working moms and dads.
Exactly. We go to a variety of local schools here in Gainesville, and we are hoping to expand to further schools as well. So,
That is so important. My daughters, I have 3 grandchildren down in Miami, and there's a Jewish community center right next to the school, and after school, they're able to walk next door and get involved in all the activities
That's awesome.
that are going on, and it's made a huge difference.
I bet.
Because they just started it recently. So I want to get into more detail. We're going to take a short break right now on Meldon Law and Friends, and then we're going to be back with Thalia. Is that how you say it?
Thalia.
Oh, Thalia.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at your name was covered by red. Thalia Millan.
Yes.
And so anyhow, we are going to be back with Thalia Millan in just a short break on Meldon Law and Friends.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there, and I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, 2 things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon, because you're gonna need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there! Say hi!
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey! Somebody hit us!
Hit us!
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was driving behind a lady, and very suddenly she moved out of the way. There was a log laying in the road, and when I hit my brakes, I went on top of the log. I had 2 herniated discs. I just haven't been the same since. Jeffrey Meldon fought for me all the way. Him and his team really went there for me. Throughout the whole lawsuit, he made sure that my bills was paid. It was never no whenever I called him and asked him for something.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I am Jeffrey Meldon, your host, founder of Meldon Law, and practicing attorney. And I'm very proud to have our guest, Thalia Millan, with us. Meldon Law is devoted to helping expose people within the community that are doing great things. And I want to thank you for being our guest. Let's talk some more about the new facility at Okito America. Tell us about it.
Yes, so we just opened our second location on Newberry Road. We are open right now for registration with after school. We're also offering martial arts classes. We do birthday parties, dance, and so much more.
So what do? Bring in different instructors for different, like dance instructors?
Yeah, so we have a dance instructor that focuses on our dance classes, and then we have our martial arts team, which, control the martial arts area, and then we have our after-school team, which also incorporates a little bit of the martial arts,
So you have a whole kind of an army of vans running around town, right?
Yes.
Tell us about, because that, to me, is a game changer because, I know what it's like for my daughter and grandchildren, and, it's like really complicated, right?
Yes, exactly. Because, especially when kids are getting out, it's a very complicated hour because people are at work, But we do offer free transportation. We pick up the kids from the schools that we pick up from. We bring them directly to our facility. And then we also offer at-home drop-off for parents that would like for us to bring their kids home. And we can also pick them up from home and take them to school in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how long has that been going on? That sounds like pretty innovative service.
We've actually been providing this service for over 10 years now.
So how many vans do you have running around?
Oh, my goodness. I can't even count. We have about 3 school buses, planning on getting some more, and we have at least 5 to 8 vans. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So how many students do you have total right now?
It depends. Not everybody comes every day, so it's never a set number. But we have a waiting list right now at our first location. So we are open for registration at our second, but we have capacity for about 150 to 200 kids.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So that's really, I think, number one, there's only so much you can learn sitting in a classroom. I think, for young kids, by the time, school's over, I know when I was a kid, we wanted to run out to the playground and do stuff, and I'm sure it's the same way now.
For sure. Like I was saying, our concept is learning doesn't stop after school, and whenever the kids do get to us, we have a set curriculum that they are always doing something. And the good thing is that it's involved with physical activity, It's hands-on, but they're also participating in sports. So
so I know my granddaughter Naomi loves dancing, right? She's 5.5, almost 6 years old.
Okay.
And boy, she went to some dance classes, and all of a sudden she's into theater and dance, and she just and she does this video. She's very creative. I want to brag about her for 1 second.
No, go for it.
This little 5-year-old, right? She's known how to operate a cell phone since she was like 1.5 years old.
Of course.
So now she sets up the cell phone just like in the studio here, right, on the wall, and she practices her dance routines and records them.
Goodness.
And then she sends them to me.
Oh my goodness.
To see that. And I'm going, man, at 5 years old, I don't know
crazy.
that I could have done that. And it's funny because she doesn't have her own cell phone, so she borrows my daughter Jessica's phone. And I get calls all the time that I think are coming from my daughter, right? And it's really from my granddaughter, Naomi. And, she'll go, hey, Zadie, that's her nickname for me. Hey, Zadie, what's going on? I go, oh. And then she just absolutely loves her after-school activities.
Right.
And, they do music, they do dance. They my grandson Noah, he's into a lot of the soccer. He plays soccer, basketball, all these activities. and it's really a life-changing experience for the kids.
For sure, for sure. I definitely agree. I feel like, you know, many of our employees were actually students of ours that have grown up to work with us. And that just goes to show how much we can really change people's lives, how much, you know, that after-school involvement can really change a person's life and impact them to a point.
Yeah, and so how old are the kids? What's the oldest students that you have?
In the after school, our oldest kids would be about 13 or 14. Yes, we have all of our kiddos divided by groups, so they're not always all together at the same time. And they rotate with their groups throughout all of the activities that we have going on throughout the day.
So let's get into that a little bit. So you have a number of different rooms, is that right?
Yes, yes. So whenever the kids arrive, they'll have a time for snack. They sit down, they eat their snack, and then we divide all the kids depending on age with their group. So they'll go with their group to their activity. We have nutrition every Monday. We do homework help with all of our kiddos. We also send out messages to parents to let them know whether they got to finish or not at Okito. So they do homework, they do Spanish every Tuesday and Thursday. We have martial arts 3 times a week. And then every Wednesday and Friday is fun day. So instead of martial arts, we change it up a little bit and they do a sport. We actually teach a different basic sports skill every month. So, for example, this month is basketball, next month is volleyball. They do video games. At our new facility, we actually have an arcade room, and we got a foosball table and a basketball, and the kids really love it. So,
Is the new facility larger than the original one?
yes, it is a couple thousand square feet larger than the first location on Archer Road. But this location on Newberry Road has an arcade. However, our Archer Road location has a sports area outside. So, you know, it plays well.
So you have an outdoor area on Archer Road.
Yes.
And do you try to get the kids to the Archer Road or Newberry Road location based on what's closest to their home?
Actually, based on their school. So we have all of the schools that we pick up from zoned between our 2 facilities. So depending on the school that your child goes to is the Okito that they will be zoned for.
So the Okito bus shows up at their school.
Yes.
And all the kiddos,
They hop on in.
they hop on.
Yes.
And you have a camp counselor
We do.
checking them in and making sure. What happens if one of the kids doesn't show up?
Well, like I was saying, safety is our number 1 priority. So we are very cautious when it comes to picking up kids. We actually work with this app that sends a message directly to our parents, letting them know that they're with us. Same whenever they are picked up, it sends them a sign out message. So parents are constantly, you know, involved in the kids after school.
Boy, that's
Yes.
so important for a mother or father that's taking care of a kid. Just
For sure.
getting that little message
Yeah.
saying, we picked your kid up means,
Yes.
oh, okay, you know, little Johnny's okay. You know?
Yes, exactly. And
Who
we're
came
always
up with that idea?
Well, we've actually been working with this app called ProCare for quite a while now, since like a year after we opened the after school program. And it's been super convenient because we can text parents throughout the day. If they have questions or if they want to see a picture, they can simply just send us a text message. And we try our very best to always answer as fast as we can and, you know, stay connected.
So let's talk again. If folks want to get involved with Okito America, you said you're taking applications for the new location?
Yes, for the new year, we'll be taking applications for both locations. So anyone that is interested in registering, they can check us at our website, okitoamerica.com, or on social media, Instagram and Facebook.
Well, that's really exciting. So
Yes.
you have a vibrant website that explains how everything works?
Yes. You'll be able to see pictures, a bunch of details, explanations, some of our staff members, and more.
And so if the parents want to get involved, what do they do? Call up, make an appointment?
Yeah, they can simply call us. They can schedule an appointment. With our appointments, we try and give families tours so they can see the facility. And if they're interested in signing up, we do it there and then.
Well, that's really
Yeah.
exciting. You know, it sounds like you're really doing, some amazing work. You've been in the business since, well, let's see, 15 years or something like that?
Approximately.
Yeah, a long time.
A very
Since you
long
were-
time.
Well, when you're in the family business, it's like, okay, come on,
Yeah.
you can help out, and you've grown.
I've grown up at Okito America, and it changed my life as a child, because I was bullied a lot at school, and going to Okito was a safe place for me. So that was very impactful, and now being able to do that and help other students that also have gone through the same thing, it means a lot to me.
Well, not only that, I understand you're a black belt. Right now,
Not
right?
to brag, but yes, I am.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
don't mess with Thalia because she's a black belt, and you may find you picked on the wrong woman, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
don't you teach? Well, I mean, when you know martial arts, it gives you self-confidence.
For sure. It definitely gave me a lot of self-confidence in myself, because I didn't think that I was capable in achieving that black belt. Because once you see everything that you have to do to get there, it's like impossible.
Have you thought of auditioning for the next episode of Charlie's Angels?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen Charlie's Angels?
No, what is that?
Oh, it's a famous movie and series, and there's three women, right, who are all skilled at karate, taekwondo, and
Okay.
and they're these badass women who go around and whenever somebody tries to do something evil in the society, they come to the rescue.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to nominate Thalia for the next Charlie Angel. It started out in a different time period, like 40 or 50 years ago, I think, and then it kind of grew. But you have to go check it out. Go on Netflix or something and just
Yeah,
put in
for sure.
Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
They're really good movies, and
Oh,
they're
yeah?
and they're exciting, and they show powerful women.
Oh, okay. That's
in,
awesome.
in very, they're kind of like the super secret detectives that go around solving all the problems of the world.
That's awesome.
So I know you went to the Dale Carnegie course.
Yes,
How
I
was that?
did. I absolutely loved it. I had a great instructor, Bob. I don't know. Of course,
Ganzak.
yes,
So
Bob.
Bob
Ganzak.
Ganzak is on our team at Meldon Law. I don't know if you
Really?
knew that.
No, I didn't. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have 11 Dale Carnegie graduates at Meldon Law.
Wow.
We sponsor all of our team members to go through the Dale
That's
Carnegie
amazing.
course. So tell us how you felt you grew from going to the Dale Carnegie course.
It changed my life, because I honestly, the connections that you make and the things that you learn and the way that you can grow as a human being, as a professional, in ways that you can't even imagine are just outstanding, to be honest. And I recommend the class to everyone that I meet, really.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Ganzak is starting a new Dale Carnegie class in Gainesville, and it's held right out here at Celebration Point, right near Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. And I would highly recommend it for anybody that wants to grow as a human being.
For sure.
So the class starts in February. Just Google Dale Carnegie course, Gainesville, Florida, and you'll find out the date, and you can get a hold of Bob. It's life-changing. I've been through the class. My son Kerry's through the class. As a matter of fact, I think, Thalia, you met Kerry. He was one of the assistant instructors there.
Yes.
So, I could sit here and talk for hours with you. It's fascinating. I'm going to have to come out and visit and see
Yes, please do.
see what you're doing out there. And I want to thank Thalia Millan for being our guest from Okito America. Check it out. If you have kiddos, that are from the age of, a couple years old up until 13 or so. What a great opportunity for kids to grow after hours and on the weekends, and sounds like they have a terrific time. So thank you very much for joining us on Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll see you next week for our first episode of 2023, and Happy New Year to everyone.